Hi, I'm Ellen Dreskin. Welcome to Storytime on JKids Radio. The story I'd like to share with you today is called A Crack in the Bucket. You see, before the days of indoor plumbing and hot and cold running water at the twist of a faucet, water came to and from a particular town by means of a water carrier. Usually a young, strong person who would carry two large water buckets on either end of a long pole that they would hoist over their shoulders with the buckets hanging down on either side. Well, each day, the water carrier would carry the buckets down to the stream, fill them up, and then carry them up the narrow path to the town. It was their job over and over again, many times each day, day after day. Well, one thing made the job a little more difficult. You see, one of the two buckets was cracked. It wasn't intentional. The bucket felt really awful about the whole thing. She knew that were it not for her crack, the water carrier could make far fewer trips into town. It didn't help that the other bucket without the crack made the bucket with the crack feel very badly about the whole situation as well. Well, one day the leaky bucket couldn't take it anymore and complained aloud to the water carrier. "Look, all I want to do is my job. I feel awful. It's really quite nice of you not to throw me out altogether." Well, the water carrier thought for a minute and said, "You know what? Tomorrow morning, when we're on our way into town, we'll talk more about it." Well, sure enough, the next day, the water carrier carried the two buckets and the pole down to the river, filled the buckets with water, and started up the narrow path to town. And the water carrier said to the bucket without the crack, "Tell me, bucket, what do you see?" And the bucket without the crack looked at their side of the path and said, "Oh no, I see a bunch of dirt and some pebbles. It's the same thing I see every day." Well, then the water carrier said to the bucket with the crack, "Well, what do you see on your side of the path?" Well, the bucket with the crack said, "Wow, I see beautiful flowers of all shapes and sizes and bushes with lush red berries on them and green grass. This is really beautiful." The water carrier said, "Ah, now you see. All along, I knew that you had a crack. I knew that you were a leaky bucket. And I know that life is hard that way sometimes. But I knew that the place in which you were cracked could also bring blessing to the world. And so I planted seeds along your side of the road. We watered them together every single day, day by day, and look at the results. You brought me great joy. Not only me, but everybody in the whole town. You may be a little bit cracked or feel a little bit broken, but that very place where you are broken or cracked can still bring great blessing to the entire world."